'Cause it's the most beautiful time, the most wonderful time. It's new comic book day. At least for me it is anyway. Hey, comic book friends. This week's comics. What is this? Would have been, I don't know, August 11th? No. August 10th. Let's say August 10th. That sounds good. 16 books it's telling me this week. So this is clearly the non-indie book week, I think, or less indie books as far as that goes. Get it out of our bag here, and we'll see what we got. Get past the ads. Avengers and Inhumans ads here. Wolverine, Daredevil Annual, all on sale in August. Whatever. Oh, look. It's my cute little Young Animals thing. All right. Modeled after the DC Who's Who. So that's pretty sweet. So it's got all the Young Animals stuff in there. So I'm pretty excited for that. To look at that, check that out and whatnot. Space Case. Somebody from Doom Patrol, new Doom Patrol person, I think. Emergency medical technician. Interesting. Mother Panic. I'm really looking forward to checking that out because that looks really interesting also. Oh, it's looking cool. Okay, so let's look at some actual comics, right? And I'll look at this later. But oh my, it's gonna be awesome. Can we say it's gonna be awesome? Awesome. So there's all the Young Animal books. So Doom Patrol's out in September. Shade the Changing Girl's out in October. Cave Carson has a cybernetic eye out in October, and then Mother Panic is out in November. So yeah, super pumped about all that stuff. It's gonna be some good stuff. Some good stuff. There's some other Panic stuff. Yeah. New characters in Gotham. I'm okay with that. I like Gotham as a setting, so it'll be kind of cool to get some new characters. I think there was a character named Simon something. Simon? Like the last new kind of off the wall, non-Bat related but in Gotham character, right? I think it was. Anyway, let's talk about some comics. Ooh, look at that. Oh, Weavers. Issue 4 of 6. I'm really liking Weavers. The art end is just amazing. An interesting story. This kind of crime lord kind of a story who's selling who out and that sort of thing. Man, okay, there we go. That's a good way to. But anyway, so very much been enjoying that. Looking forward to reading the next one of that. Despite it being spiders, which I don't really care for. The Flash issue 4. I'm sure we'll hear more of the same thing from me talking about the fact with a whole bunch of people, the Speed Force kind of waters down the importance of Flash. We'll see. That thing in the background looks kind of cool, though. See what that ends up being like. See, we get to see more Godspeed, the serial killer who has a costume that looks kind of like Flash's. What that ends up being like. So, Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps, this is issue number 2. Okay, now I might start getting interested. If the rest of the Corps is back, and I'm going to get me some good John Stewart in there, it may pick up for me. We'll see. But otherwise, it's the Green Lantern stuff, and anybody who watches my videos knows I pick on the Green Lantern stuff. New Superman, issue number 2. And here's our Chinese versions of Wonder Woman and Batman. I'm really looking forward to this. The first issue was really curious. Kind of the message that was being brought out and whatnot, and how it was all going about. So I'm curious to see what this ends up being like. Like I said, I enjoyed the first issue, and am fascinated to read this book, just because of it being written by a Chinese American, and is there going to be a message in there? How they treat China. And all of that I'm really curious about. It's one of those books that I don't know that I'm blown away by, but there's facets of the book that have me curious about it as a comic book reader and consumer. So Red Hood and the Outlaws, issue number 1. Yes, we're finally going to get a full-on issue. It looks like the rest of the Outlaws are there now. I'm really looking forward to that also. And to see how this whole thing works. And can Lobdell maintain a story that I'm interested in, that's the writer, for more than a brief moments. So yeah, that'll be cool. Okay, so what do we got now? Book I am very, very much interested in reading. Superwoman. This is issue number 1. No rebirth for the Superwoman, which is cool by me. We're gonna jump right into the story. A whole bunch of stuff going on here on this cover. I don't know who a large chunk of these people are offhand, so I'm curious to check all that out. Curious to find out what the heck is up with the whole Superwoman anyway. I think I'm going to like that costume. I kind of like the way it looks there anyway. Curious to see what Ramirez has to say for this book. I've been avoiding any kind of spoiler kind of stuff that's going on the internet about it. But yeah, very much looking forward to seeing if there's going to be another super title that I'm interested in. I am intrigued by that though. So, oh my gosh, that is such an awesome cover. Family tree of Vision, basically, right? Here we are, the Vision. This is issue number 10. 2 more issues after this issue. Always super excited by this book. Pretty damn amazing. And like I said, I love that. That is an awesome cover, the family tree. You got the roots down there. That is cool. Nothing but great stuff as per usual to say about this book. So very excited. Top of my pile to be reading. I am for sure on that. Another one that'll go clear to the top pretty quickly is Wonder Woman issue 4. This is yet another one that's set in the year 1. She has just ran into Steve Trevor's in the last issue. So excited to see where we go to from here. Because I'm assuming we're not going to spend time between 2 characters hopping around as far as the Steve Trevor storyline and the Wonder Woman storyline, because they have converged now. So let's see what we're going to get out of that stuff, and some wonderful Nicola Scott artwork on top of that. Whoa, A House of Penance. Very much been enjoying this book. The art, the visuals in it are just great. It's so stimulating. As far as just the kind of craziness, the visceral of some of it is just really, really, really good. Ian Bertram, love his line work, love the inking that he does, and all that. And Dave Stewart doing the colors on it just makes it really brilliant. And a fascinating story, kind of a strange take on Mrs. Winchester and the Winchester house and all of that. So really, really interesting. Issue 5. I don't know how many of their issues are. Is this the last issue? I don't know. But I have been really enjoying it. Enjoying it quite a bit. Another book I've been really enjoying. Batman Detective Comics. It's been great. Fun team book. It feels like it actually has some weight to it. Really been enjoying it quite a bit. We'll see. They even are making Tim Drake out to be likable for me, which is shocking on its own. So we'll see what happens with this whole Batman super team that's being run by the military, and clearly there's some greater threat, not the League of Assassins, but the League of Shadows. What does that all mean? Are we going to start seeing some of that? What plays out here? Very much looking forward to that, seeing all the aspects of that. A book I am curious about, Deathstroke. This is the Rebirth issue. I've been hit and miss with the Rebirth issue so far. Written by Priest, so very much interested in that. Recognizing names just offhand on the cover. Cox doing colors. Cox did the colors for Grayson and stuff like that. So I really like his color work. So awesome. Looking forward to seeing what Deathstroke's like. I like the Deathstroke character. Haven't had much interest in him, though, with the New 52. So we'll see if there's any redress with him or they do anything different. So curious about that. Birthright, book I continue to enjoy. I like the fantasy aspects of it, along with the reality aspects of it. This intriguing story with this family. Where is it going to go to next? Some more battle lines are being drawn beyond the ones that we normally have seen for the book. But yeah, issue 18, still really enjoying it. The art continues. Bryson's art is just so solid. It is such great work. The lines in it, the details are just outstanding. Draw is an awesome guy with a beard in Mikey. So hey, can't go wrong with that, right? good beard drawn stuff. Book I'm super excited about is Black Monday Murders. This is a new Hickman book. Let's see. Tom Croker on art. I'm not familiar with Tom Croker as far as that goes, but really, really excited about this book. It basically is kind of the evil manipulations and machinations that go on in the stock market, but they are laced with magic. So, and that's probably not a good description of what it is, but it's kind of what I have a kind of a basic understanding of what it is. It has to do with the stock market and the money gathering and all that kind of things. But there's clearly some sinister magic is involved with that going on. So definitely a book I'm excited to. Feels really hefty, so I'm thinking it's oversized first issue. It is $5. It is $4.99 on there, it says. So clearly it was a top dollar book. I don't know where my sheet's at right offhand to tell you what I paid for it, but what did I pay for that? Just out of curiosity's sake. I paid $2.49 for it. No, I didn't. Where is it at? Actually bought 3 $5 books this week. I did pay $2.49 for it. $2.49 for it. Yep. Anyway, and I paid $2.49 for this also. This is All-Star Batman. I hate that cover of the Passion. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be. I'm assuming it's supposed to be a boomerang, but it just, to me, looks ridiculous. We'll see. I'm excited about this book and the fact that it's got all these rock star artists on. I'm not a super big fan of Ramada Jr., but Shalvey does a backup story in this, I believe. So I'm excited for the artwork to see him do Batman. We see him on like Injection, and he did the Moon Knight with Warren Ellis and some stuff like that. So curious, really excited to see him do Batman. And this series going forward is going to have all kinds of rock star artists in it and whatnot. So I'm curious about and excited for all that. As much as I had grumbles about Snyder's run on 52 in places and whatnot, I enjoyed it as a whole. So I'll be curious to see what he's what he wants to tell here in this series. So yeah, I mean, more Batman, right? Can't go wrong with Batman. Action Comics, rolling into the last issues of this, I believe, that I'm going to be getting. It's just not 100% where I want it to be. It's falling into the traps. Some of the things about Superman that it just doesn't interest me a whole lot. Fighting the big giant bad guy that, is bigger, stronger, tougher than Superman is. To me, it feels like there needs to be more story than just that, I guess. And maybe that's not a fair criticism, but it's criticism I guess I hold against Superman. I haven't been really excited about the portrayal of the family in this, especially when I compare it to the regular Superman title. So those kinds of elements don't really have me interested. The one thing I am intrigued with is, of course, in this, there actually is a Clark Kent character besides Clark Smith, who is Superman. So that one little piece there, I am kind of interested in, and I don't know if they're going to really do that part of the story a whole lot of justice. Dan Jurgens is an okay writer. He just is, I guess, for me. So yeah, and haven't been too excited by the last couple issues as far as art goes. No idea on this one though what the artwork's. I don't know if this is the same. Nope. See, this is somebody different, and this art looks reasonably decent. So Stefan Segva. Ooh, boy. Kill it there, Travis. Focus, camera, focus. Good luck. You're not going to get it to focus on that because I have the autofocus turned off. So, yeah, but no, art looks, just briefly glancing at it, art looks decent. So I won't, that will not be a knock against it. So we'll see what we get from there. Looks like it has more Wonder Woman in it. We'll see how that plays out. It was kind of, whatever. So, and the last issue I got is the other $5 book, the $4.99 book. This is Suicide Squad's Most Wanted. I enjoyed the last Suicide Squad's Most Wanted, which was Katana and Deadshot. So this one is El Diablo and Captain Boomerang. These don't really feel like they've tied into the movie, so it's not. I mean, I'm sure they're thinking, oh boy, I got the movie going. We're gonna milk it for what it's worth, and so maybe some aspects of it are there for that. But okay, fine. If I'm still getting good comics, that's cool because I like the characters from the Suicide Squad. So telling me more stories about them are great, and it'll be interesting to get a Boomerang. Even though here they're calling Boomerang instead of Captain Boomerang. So I'm not sure exactly what's up with that because he is Captain Boomerang, right? Yeah. So. I'm curious to see those two stories. I know the El Diablo one is written by Morrissey. I'm not sure how to say his last name. Who, of course, I've been reading Roche Limit, and there was another horror book that I read, Burning Fields, which were both had some good aspects to them and whatnot. So I'm curious to see him writing a superhero comic. Even El Diablo isn't much of a superhero, of course, because they're super villains, right? But El Diablo has some other motivations and whatnot, so curious to see what those ends up being like. And it should be fun stuff. At any rate, that is it. I will, I'll be talking comic books, at least with Mike, Sergeant America, this weekend on Saturday, and then next week at some point, me and the Disembodied Voice, I'm sure we'll talk about these books. Short week as far as all the giant independent stuff and whatnot goes. But hopefully your new comic book day was worth singing about. And I will see you next week, if nothing else. Have a great one, everybody.